welcome to Programming Cradle. I invited one of my friends to discuss about his experience of his Masters in Data Science from Newcastle University, the same university where I'm doing my Masters. So I just wanted to give you another perspective of the course, what he thinks about the course. And because if you hear from multiple people about a particular course, you will know that what other people are also uh, thinking about this course, or what was their experience by going through this whole process of masters. So that was the idea behind it, and I'm also planning to have someone from non-technical background and who took this course. So if I'm able to find someone and who is ready to share their experience on the channel, I will invite them as well, so that you guys can have idea what they are thinking, and is it possible for someone from non-technical background to do MSc in data science and then finally get some job or something. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do and I'm planning to do. But for this video, I have invited Parth, and he will be sharing his experience of his masters in data science at Newcastle University. And I will leave his LinkedIn profile in the description, so you can go there, and if you have anything specific, you can always ask him as well, so that you can have different opinions of the course. And I'm really thankful for him to take out time and share his experience on this channel. But before we move further, as always, if you are new here or if you subscribe to the channel, please go subscribe to the channel and be a part of Programming Cradle family, and also hit that bell icon so that you get notified each time when a video goes live. And also hit that like button if you end up liking this video. So yeah, with that being said, let's start our discussion. Hello, Parth. Thank you for joining this meeting, and we're glad that you're happy to share your experience with the Masters in Data Science in Newcastle University. So to start with, I would like you to introduce yourself and tell a little bit of your background, what experience you have, or what you did before coming here. So that would be really helpful.
Hi, Roshan. Thank you for having me. So, I'm basically from India, and I did my bachelor's in computer science and engineering from MIT University. So after that, I was having a startup for 1 year. After that, I worked in Accenture for 7 months. I have a testing background, so I thought to switch to data science because I have two published researches with my bachelor's. So then I switched to data science and came here to Newcastle University. Newcastle was my prime choice to come here because of the course structure and the modules, plus the collaboration with National Innovation Center for Data. So that was my prime choice.
Yeah, that's nice. Actually, there are many options. Like when you come to UK and when you just search for masters in data science, you get like hundreds of universities. So it gets really confusing. But then ultimately, we have to choose something. So yeah, even for me, like the course structure was really good. And then I searched about the city and also what all exposures we have here in the university. So I got got to know about a lot of research work going on. So that motivated me. So yeah, I mean, what was your main priority while looking for the university? I mean, you would have also got multiple offers, so ultimately you picked Newcastle University. So what was the main thing that you were looking for?
Okay, so considering I had three factors in mind. That was first was what all universities are giving me acceptance. So I only applied to Russell Group University. So I got acceptance from University of Birmingham and University of Glasgow and from University of Newcastle. That's Newcastle University. So in these three, Birmingham was basically not a great town to live in. Plus the city life is not that great. In Glasgow, it's quite cold. So a second factor was that. Plus the course structure was best of Newcastle University as compared to other two. So considering these three factors, I chose Newcastle University.
All right. So now that you had applied for Newcastle University, from outside we saw the course structure is so, and we actually liked it. But then after coming to the university and actually participating in each in the module and then taking assignments and all those things. So now what is your thought? What is your perspective? Has it changed, or is it still like you are satisfied or not satisfied? Something that you liked or something that you didn't like? Would you like to tell something about that?
Okay, so yeah, in and all, I loved the whole course, but there were some shortcomings that I felt. though the course structure is really nice, but you don't get much time to enjoy it.
Mhm.
Like, I'm okay with teaching, like the online teaching that we had for some subjects and the offline teaching that we had for some subjects. But there was one thing that pestered me a lot. That was only 3 weeks to complete an assignment. And before even going through the whole coursework, you have to start thinking about the assignments and everything. So for me, I'm that sort of a person that needs to have the whole knowledge about the subject to start with the assignments. So that was one shortcoming that I faced in that duration. But and then all, I loved it. Also, I know the factor that we are doing the masters in just 1 year instead of two, which is being offered by every place else. So that comes into the scenario because we have to take the course in that duration itself, and 2 year course fit into one, so that will obviously make us feel quite pressuring and everything. So yeah, that was the
I
scenario.
totally agree. I totally agree because as soon as we got assignment, I mean, as soon as we get into new module, we
Yeah,
just 1 week to study few things, and then from next week we get these assignments. So we have to actually focus on assignment on the very first day when it get released,
yeah.
because if you just leave it for the last week, it will be next to impossible to finish it.
That's what happened with the first two modules with me. But after that, I learned a hard lesson and I started working on the day one itself whenever I got the assignment. But that somehow affected my coursework. So that was one of the factors that was affecting me. But I got to learn a lot of things, and also got to know that you cannot remember everything in the whole duration. So even studying, even if you have the basic knowledge of each of the things, you can work around with that.
Yeah, true, true. And also like we have these modules. Like what I want to ask you first. Like, there are many modules that we are studying. So, were you satisfied with the amount of content which was covered in each of the module, or do you think they needed more depth, or do you think it should have been much lighter than what they had actually covered?
So they, like, the topics they were covering were great, and they were like quite varied topics that they were covering. But due to not enough time for that, like considering deep learning takes a lot of time to go through the whole module. But considering we had to complete in 3 weeks, and
Mhm.
we were having such big things in the assignment like GAN and NLP with the text-based prediction model and everything. So also we were doing the CNN part with the bird classification. So all these assignments and everything were quite a lot to take in, and we couldn't go through much in depth with the RNN part. And after that, they towards the end they were teaching us about YOLO and everything, but we didn't get enough time to apply them into real life and check like what all could be done in the scenario. So that was one thing that I faced. Plus, what I felt was in the like assessment structure, they were quite concentric towards the report instead
Mhm.
of the models and the work we have put in. If a person hasn't got a good like accuracy also, or hasn't given a thought much into like how to do the stuff, still they would be able to get the marks. And the person who has given the whole concentric towards the more accuracy,
Mhm.
much better techniques to be applied for, they won't get the marks if they haven't written the good report. So report writing was one of the first thing that was like shocking to me, because I thought most of the things would be quite concentric towards the like technologies used and how state of the art solutions you are getting and how better you are doing, and like with the accuracies and models.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you because even I thought initially that everything will be focused around the code we are writing, the assignments we are doing.
Yeah.
But then after first two modules and then three and four modules, and when goes on, then I realized that report is actually very important. But then I
Yeah.
gave it a thought, and then I realized that when we are actually trying all those things in our code, we actually just go to Stack Overflow or we Google and we see, okay, this thing might work,
Yeah.
this thing might not work, and then we put it. But when we actually go to report writing and when we actually try to explain those things in the report, even we get more clarity on that. So probably that would be the perspective of the professors. uh, because if you are writing your report properly, then probably you would have
yeah,
understood things in a much better way. But then I totally agree with you, because in India we didn't used to write a lot of reports and stuff, so we are not used to that thing. And people
yeah,
who have studied here or in countries where report writing is very essential part, they
yeah,
were able to get more out of the module in terms of marks. But then even though they have less knowledge about that particular thing, so yeah,
yeah,
it is true. I mean, it's not. I mean, but the thing is, from a learning perspective, I think it's good. But then if
yeah.
somebody is already having the knowledge and if they are not really good in writing things, for them it doesn't work out. So it has a two sides,
I
but
agree. I agree. I agree with you in this thing.
so yeah, yeah. So overall, you are satisfied with the course structure and whatever things they
Yeah.
have taught. All right. So next, I would like to ask you: did you get any real world exposure, like working on real world projects with the real companies, and did you get some industry exposure?
So for the industry exposure with the course was for with the NICD module that we took on,
Mhm.
and it was like data science in the wild, where we got the real world problems from Port of Time, me and like other groups were getting from Sage Ethics and Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were getting some real world problems to work upon, and it was really nice to work on these. And like when you give the solution to the business owner and how like the problem owner would react to it and what solution they would be considering on it. No, not always like what you think would be the ideal thing for them. They would agree on that. So
Mhm.
that was the best things that were with the course that I could get in. Plus like there were some of the professors are quite nice, like Graham Cole. I recently got in touch with him for another data insight boot camp. I thought I should collaborate with one of the companies and everything, but he instead gave me a like opportunity to demonstrate for the scenario. So currently I'm demonstrating a new bunch of people who want to learn the same subject as we did. So yeah, it's nice. I got an industry exposure. I've got like conversations going on with many of the companies over there and everything. So understanding their problem and what type of solution they are asking for. That's quite a good insight that we can get from this university.
Yeah, so actually that's a good point you put forward. You got into good. You got to know many people there from that module
Yeah,
because we were actually working with some companies, and from that you were able to get some opportunities as well. So like you are doing your
yeah,
internship now, so it's a really good thing. So when we are actually working with real world companies and real world problems, we get to know people
yeah,
as well, and we can make connections, and from that we can probably find some opportunities as well.
right.
So yeah, that's a good part, and that's a good thing about this course as well. Like even I really like that. I got to know many people from Sage, and not only Sage. I even I'm doing my internship from a National Innovation Center of Aging. So I got to know them from somewhat related circle.
Yeah,
So it's always good to be something like this as part of the course, because most people don't know how to actually go to the real world and find opportunities. So if you have something like this within the course, then
right.
you will have more opportunities.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So let's move on to the next question, which is fees and scholarship. So what was the fees you paid, and did you get any scholarship?
Okay, so yeah, the fees I paid was £20,000, and basically I got a £4,000 scholarship. It was 24,000 for us in that duration. I got a £4,000 scholarship, and I paid 20,000. But if you pay the whole fees early, there were some discounts they were offering us, so I got a discount in that too. So yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and there are some other scholarships as well. I mean, they are
Yeah,
actually hard Commonwealth and Chevron and those scholarships. So
yeah,
it applies to any university, but then competition is also really high. So there
yeah.
are those scholarships as well. Right. So now the next thing is, did you find this course as worth the money? Because maybe some people will be like, paying 25,000 is worth for something, but some people will feel like even 14,000 pound is not worth for something. So paying 20,000 for the course which we had and the exposure we got and the resources we got, Do you think it was worth the money?
So yeah, paying 20,000 for this course was really worth it. First of all, I got to know majority. See, networking is the best thing that we could get in this whole course. So the resources, that things that we are learning are available online and we can learn from there. But what we pay for is that the ambience and the everything, like all the guidance from the teachers we could get, in the personal effects that could be given to us in the whole scenario. So paying £20,000 was okay for me. I feel the campus and the resources that we are getting are quite ample in that scenario. uh, in the starting, I was facing this issue that I haven't explored the whole scenario. I haven't gone to these main Kingsgate part of the university, and also not towards the medical center, towards the sports center and everything. But with time, like, and there is a time for each thing. Like in first semester, we didn't have any time to enjoy these things. But with time, you'll get to enjoy everything, and you can explore all the resources that we have been provided.
Mm.
Certainly, I felt at one or two places that what we got, the resources we were getting for like this Databricks module in the big data, and the other modules like for deep learning, the Azure resources that were given to us weren't ample, and we weren't given the full guidance to using that. But that was quite a me issue, not the university issue, because if I had given time to learn those things, so I would have done better in using the resources. But that being said, like, one of the things that I felt was I was more concentrated towards what all new technologies were being used in the scenario. Like in deep learning, we were using these GAN and everything. So I was more concentrated towards learning them instead of learning a new technology of how to apply them online on a cloud server or something. So that was a me issue, not the university issue. So yeah, that's what
Yeah, I mean,
I
you have
felt.
put you have put a really good point forward, because the thing is, before coming here, we knew that this course is for 1 year, and in all the other countries, they are covering all these things in 2 years. So we know that we have less time, and we are committing to that. So it's up to us how much time we are ready to give and how much time we are ready to sacrifice on entertainment and other things. So it's totally up
Right.
to us. But then all university can do is provide us the resources and learning and other platforms, which I think we got. So even for me, I have talked about this in videos. I felt like paying 20,000 was worth. And like you said, all the learning material that we had, like algorithms and stuff, it is available on YouTube or free for on internet. So we can learn those things. But then we pay for not for learning, but we pay for the exposure we get, for resources
Yeah.
we get, and the connection that we are making. And then the international exposure is very important as well.
Right.
So we are paying for those things and not for the material actually. So
Right.
yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, it's great that even you found that it's worth the money. Now the last thing is, do you have any advice, general advice, that people are coming to Newcastle University or Newcastle city in general? So do you have any advice like what they should do after coming here in first few months or weeks, so that they can come on track in short period of time rather than trying to figure out by themselves?
So my major advice would be starting all the uh, more like assignments and everything on the first day itself when you get it. Also, if any person could get some of the knowledge previously, like before coming here to through YouTube and everything, that would be really nice. So you could ace your stuff over here. Majorly, most of the people don't know the statistics behind all the machine learning and everything. So my advice would be you should put a little bit of time in statistics, because if you learn to know the equations, you know what activation functions and what sort of things you need to apply on which thing. If you have the knowledge of that, you could like, for example, if you are applying some sigmoid function and it requires a softmax instead, so you are clipping off some of the parts, so you need to take that into consideration, and what you need to apply, where you need to apply. For that, statistics is needed, and most of the people are not good with statistics at all and don't know much about the equations and everything. So if given a little bit of time to that thing, that could affect the scores really good, and it would help in report writing as well, so that you can justify in the statistical part also, that why did you choose to apply this thing in which model and in which scenario. So that was the key thing. If I had known before coming here that I would be requiring this so much, I would have done it in India. So that's my piece of advice.
That's actually very helpful advice, and that's what I have talked like so many times in my videos.
Yeah,
Like things to learn before coming for masters. I mean, when we take masters course, we think like, okay, we will learn everything after going there. But then what we don't realize is if you are coming to especially UK or Ireland where course is just for 1 year, you get really less time to actually learn things. And if you
yeah,
rush to learn things, you will probably not able to understand things in a better way.
yeah,
So I think statistics and mathematical part that you use for machine learning and deep learning is actually essential. I mean, even though they are covering it as part of the course, but if you know a little bit,
yeah,
at least you are familiar with the terms, you will be able to pick things in a very fast way. And also, if you are from non-programming background, it's important that you learn at least Python, so that
yeah.
you will not face much issues here after coming to those things. So I mean, it's
Also learn basics of R.
exactly also
Yeah,
learn the basics of Arya. And if you guys want to know what all things you should learn before coming here, I have already made a video. I will leave a card somewhere here so you can watch that video. So it will really help you. I mean, I have talked in multiple videos, but then people keep on asking these things. So I have made
yeah,
multiple videos, and even I have linked resources as well from where they can learn. So because I have done, it's not like I am learning data science after coming here. I have been in data science, trying to learn data science from my final year 2018. So
yeah,
I've gone through so many resources, so many things, and then ultimately what I do here is the result of what I have done in the past. So that's the thing. I mean, it's not like you will be able to master data science or machine learning or deep learning in just one. It's a
yeah.
it's a long learning, it's a long learning process. So yeah, that's a really good advice that you're giving. So yeah, these were the questions that I had. If you want to add something else which you have in your mind which we didn't cover in this video, you can add now.
So, like you said, that you had some experience with data science before coming here. That is the same scenario with me also. Like I had some experience with data science. Like I had done some researches and I've written some papers and took some extra courses with my bachelor's, so that I had some knowledge regarding this. But from other people's perspective who didn't have any knowledge, what I felt with them was they were quite lacking behind in the course. So what they were doing is they were taking some Udemy courses or something to cope up with the scenario, Coursera or Udemy courses. So taking those things previous to coming here in Newcastle or any other university, I feel that this is the major scenario with all
Mm.
of my friends who are studying in Queen Mary University of London or somewhere else as well. So what all of them are facing is they didn't have any previous knowledge about this thing. So taking some courses online in YouTube or Udemy or Coursera, that would really help.
Yeah,
Plus, there are some free certifications of Azure if anyone wants that, like for AI 900 and DP 900 for data, and AI 900 for learning the basics of AI on. So you'll get certified by Microsoft. And this is available for free for everyone. So if anybody wants to learn those things, like before coming here with the custom vision, computer vision, and everything, they are offering everything for free. So why not do that?
yeah, that is true. I mean, if you can share the link with me, I will put it in the description so that people can access that. So that would be
Yeah,
really
I
helpful.
surely.
Yeah. And also, if anyone has something specific about anything, you can always reach out to Parth on his LinkedIn. I will leave his profile link also into the description, so it will be helpful. So yeah, thank you for sharing so many useful things, and I hope it will help so many people. And
Yeah,
I'm glad you were here, and we had a very useful conversation here.
yeah, I really loved it. Thank you.
All right, see you.
Okay, fine.
So I hope you found this video helpful and you got something insightful from this video. And if you have anything specific, you can always ask me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply you. And also you can reach out Parth if you have anything, and I will leave all the relevant links into the description, so don't forget to check out the description. And there is data science notes, you can download that if you want to learn data science. You can join Telegram group. There we have many people who are discussing about things and technologies and job market with respect to data science. So we have a very great community there, so join that as well. And yeah, so see you in the next video. Bye, happy learning, and don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment, all those good things. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.